Now an in-depth look at the COVID grads.
Weird. No one wanted to talk.
No one said anything.
Just a lot of uncertainty.
It didn't feel like real school.
And I was like, okay, so this is not the typical high school experience.
Those are 5 students about to graduate high school. They were all freshmen in September 2020, 7 months into the COVID pandemic.
No other high school class has been more impacted in decades. And Chief Investigative Reporter Berkeley Breen has been following them and brings us the stories of the COVID grads.
I'm so famous.
Julia Jager walks the hallway of Irondequoit High School. When a camera follows you around, people notice.
Hello, what's this for? Little news.
4 years ago, this could not happen. Jager started 9th grade wearing a mask, and Irondequoit High School started with tape on the floors to keep students 6 feet apart.
Stay to the right. Mask tight.
We're going 2 days a week, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm never going to learn anything. It's like I'm going to learn from a computer.
Jager is one of 6 COVID grads I profiled from Irondequoit, Victor, Rochester, and Hilton, with seniors like Aiden Horiharenko and Abby Hilberger.
All right, first day of school, 9th grade.
Yeah, what was it like?
Yeah.
It was like weird. No one wanted to talk. You were just kind of like put your head down.
So it was weird just running with a mask on, and like everyone was like separated. So definitely weird socially.
Like Hilton, Victor High School was hybrid. For Sophia Weingart and Kevin Shen, it meant 2 days in school, 2 days remote, with Wednesdays off and masks on.
I remember the hallways being dead silent. It was nothing like I thought high school would be like, because only half the kids were there.
Kevin Shen was in the school orchestra.
And then trying to play 6 feet apart, and then even on Zoom was just absolutely crazy.
I asked every student, what impact did COVID have on you and your high school career?
It was really nice coming back finally sophomore year. That first week, midway through, we all got to take off our masks. It was like crazy seeing everyone's face again.
I think it definitely pushed me to be more independent overall, just because like being in school only 2 days and then online 2 days.
It's so weird. I say I was lonely, but I feel like COVID has kind of helped me come out of my shell. COVID really helped me spend more time with myself and figure out who I am.
Oh, I loved high school. That's like my jam. I think it was like we still were able to make the memories and do the things that a normal high schooler would do with COVID.
How did COVID impact you?
Ooh, so there were many small impacts that like accumulated to just kind of tearing me down almost in a way.
Of all the COVID grads I talked to, no one's life was more affected than Sadie Roll-Knox at School of the Arts.
There was no like trajectory for where my life was going to go, so I was like, what's the point anymore, you know?
One of the reasons Sadie feels like that is that unlike her fellow COVID grads, she and every other freshman in the city of Rochester was fully remote that year. So coming up tonight at 6, we're going to take you inside SOTA, where Sadie talks about hitting bottom and then making an incredible turnaround.
A very long roller coaster. A very long, a very windy, a very
Dreams of that?
Sadie Roll-Knox is part of a high school club no one asked to be in. On her first day of 9th grade in September of 2020, she and thousands of freshmen were fully remote or in class only half of the time.
Now they're about to graduate. Sadie is one of 6 seniors we profiled from our area. We call them the COVID grads.
We started telling their stories at 5, but Sadie's roller coaster ride really stands out. Chief Investigative Reporter Berkeley Breen is live at School of the Arts right now. And Burke, what was that first day of school like for her?
Well, it wasn't here, I can tell you that, Deanna. No one went through the doors at SOTA or any city school 4 years ago. The district was entirely remote. So day 1, 9th grade for Sadie was at home on Zoom.
in a way, my whole major at SOTA just stopped existing in a way, so that was interesting.
Imagine trying to take music class on Zoom and your laptop has to be muted. That's what Sadie Roll-Knox had to do. The excitement of her freshman year in September turned to depression by Thanksgiving.
By like quarter two, I was just sitting up in bed, opening my laptop and just staring at the screen. There was no like trajectory for where my life was going to go, so I was like, what's the point anymore, you know?
Sadie's story is not unlike the seniors I profiled in Rochester, Irondequoit, Victor, and Hilton. They all started high school, spending at least half of the time at home.
When you think back to that time, what do you think?
I just think about like it's a whole different life.
And then lunch too. I was alone. I was just lonely that whole year.
My attention span is ruined from it because everything was such in like short bursts of time.
Masks were part of the uniform, and hallways were taped to keep students apart.
You think about the difference between that first year and now?
Yeah, it's a huge difference. It's like you can't even compare them. It's crazy.
And when you think about the future, what do you hope for?
Definitely that there's no more pandemic.
When things bottomed out, Sadie went outside and immersed herself in nature, and it turned her life and school year around.
Compare that freshman year to where you are now. What's the difference?
Whew. Huge difference, I'd say. Almost different people.
She started getting roles in high school musicals.
RIT is offering 25 full scholarships for.
And she's part of the Soda News team.
I have so many more friends and people I talk to, and it's just almost like my shell is kind of broken and I'm just out more and I'm more myself and a lot happier too.
When you think about the future, are you hopeful?
Yeah, I am hopeful. I'm excited and I feel more prepared and ready to see where life takes me.
Life takes her to RIT. She's going to be a freshman on campus in September. Deanna?
Now, she is an amazing young woman. Burke, they all went to different schools,
Yep.
but it's like they have this shared experience.
They do, and they talked about that. They talked about how weird it was, how quiet it was, how lonely it was, and that's not a great experience, but all of them shared these stories about how either that forced them to or helped them learn something about themselves and develop new skills, and they're all graduating over the next few days, and they're all going off to college.
Wow. It really was a very different experience for these kids. Thank you so much.
No doubt about it.